Ethan Cole was an ordinary engineer living on a large space station that orbited a distant planet. Life on the station was calm and predictable. Every day he repaired machines, checked the systems, and returned to his small room to read books about old Earth history. But Ethan had a secret. He often thought about ideas and inventions he wanted to build, machines that could help humans explore deeper into space. He never told anyone because people on the station believed such dreams were impossible. One evening, while working late in the maintenance bay, Ethan heard a soft voice behind him. "Are you always thinking so much?" He turned and saw a young woman standing there. She was not wearing the usual crew uniform. Her eyes were bright, almost glowing, and her smile seemed too warm for someone he had never met. Who are you?" Ethan asked carefully. "My name is Lyra," she said, "and I can hear your thoughts." Ethan laughed nervously. That's a strange thing to say, but Lyra just tilted her head. "You are thinking right now that I'm joking. I'm not. I know you've been working on a design for a new type of star engine. I know you dream of humans traveling beyond the known galaxies." Ethan froze. No one on the station knew about his secret ideas. He had never spoken about them, not even once. "How do you—" Lyra smiled gently. "I can read thoughts. It is part of what my people can do. But I like your thoughts. They are full of hope and courage. Most people's thoughts are full of fear or boredom, but you are different." Ethan felt his heart race. Was she an alien or a government experiment? "Where did you come from?" he asked. "I came from the planet below," Lyra replied. "My people have been watching humans for many years. Most of us stay hidden, but I wanted to meet you." Ethan stepped back slightly. "Why me?" "Because," Lyra said softly, "you believe in humans more than they believe in themselves. You imagine a future where humans do great things. I love those thoughts." Ethan tried to process everything. An alien who could read minds, and she liked his ideas? "Why are you telling me this?" he asked. Lyra took a step closer, her glowing eyes never leaving his. "Because I want to help you. The things you dream about, they can be real." "But you cannot do it alone!" Ethan stared at her, torn between fear and excitement. All his life he had felt small and unimportant. Now someone, something, not only knew his secret, but believed in him. Suddenly the station's lights flickered. An alarm blared. Over the intercom, a voice shouted, "Warning! Power failure in Sector 3! All engineers report immediately!" Ethan grabbed his toolkit. "I have to go," he said quickly. Lyra nodded. "Go. But remember, Ethan, I will always hear you, even when you don't speak." As he ran toward Sector 3, Ethan's mind was a storm of questions. Who was Lyra? Why did she come to him? And could she really help make his dreams real? But deep inside, he felt something new. Hope. For the first time in years, Ethan believed that maybe, just maybe, humans were meant for something greater. After the power failure on the station, Ethan worked through the night with Lyra by his side. Together they faced the strange problem that had shut down the station's main systems. Lyra used her unusual abilities to sense where the trouble was. She touched the control panels and her eyes glowed softly. "This place," she said, "has a hidden energy source that is unstable. It is connected to the crystal I gave you." Ethan looked at the crystal again. It pulsed with a soft light, almost like it was alive. "Can you fix it?" he asked, hope in his voice. Lyra nodded. "But I need your hands. Your skills will guide the energy in the right way." Ethan took a deep breath. He felt nervous but ready. He had never worked with anything like this before, but he trusted Lyra. Together, they went to the main power room. The hum of machines was quiet, and red warning lights blinked everywhere. Ethan followed Lyra's lead as she told him where to connect the crystal's energy. He used his tools to adjust wires and circuits while Lyra focused her power to guide the flow. Slowly, the lights brightened. The hum returned to the machines. The power was coming back. Ethan felt a rush of excitement. "It's working!" he shouted. Lyra smiled. "Your thoughts helped me. You imagine solutions, and I bring them to life." When the station's systems were fully restored, Ethan's co-workers thanked him. But Ethan's mind was elsewhere, on the crystal, on Lyra, and on the future. Back in their secret workshop, Ethan asked, "How did you learn to do all this?" Lyra's eyes sparkled. "My people have studied the stars and energy for thousands of years. We can sense things humans cannot." Ethan looked at her with new respect. "I want to learn. I want to help make your dreams real." Lyra nodded. "We can build something amazing together." Days passed, and Ethan's secret grew heavier. He worked hard to hide the crystal and his new project, but his heart was full of hope. One evening, Ethan sat alone, staring at his sketches of the star engine. Suddenly, Lyra appeared quietly beside him. "You worry," she said softly. Ethan sighed. "What if I fail? What if I lose everything?" Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. "Failure is only a lesson. Courage is trying again." Ethan smiled, weakly. "You make me believe in myself." She smiled back. "That is why I came to you." Ethan felt a new strength rising inside him. He was no longer just a lonely engineer. He was part of something bigger. Together, they planned the first steps to build the star engine, a machine that could take humans beyond the stars. But danger was close. Unknown to Ethan, powerful forces on the station were already watching. Days passed since Ethan and Lyra made their secret agreement. Every evening, when the station grew quiet, they met in the hidden workshop to work on the star engine. The strange crystal hummed softly in the center, feeding energy to the parts. Ethan was building. Ethan could hardly believe how different life had become. He once felt alone, just a simple engineer with big dreams no one understood. But now, Lyra was by his side. Not just someone who read his thoughts, but a friend who believed in him. One night, as Ethan tightened a metal piece, he glanced at Lyra. Her bright eyes shone with kindness and something more, a hope that warmed his heart. "You know," Ethan said, breaking the silence, "I always thought my ideas were just silly. People on the station never cared about dreaming big." Lyra smiled softly. "Dreams are the first step to change. Your people need dreamers like you." Ethan looked down at his hands. "But what if we fail? What if the others find out and stop us?" Lyra moved closer. "Then we will try again. Failure is just a step toward success." Ethan felt a new courage. Her words were true. He remembered all the times he had given up too soon. Suddenly, a soft beep came from the station's communication system. Ethan checked the screen. It was a message from Captain Doran. "Ethan, report to my office immediately." Ethan's heart jumped. Was his secret discovered? He looked at Lyra. "I have to go, but I'll be back soon." Lyra nodded. "Be careful." In the captain's office, Doran's sharp eyes watched Ethan closely. "We are investigating strange activity near Sector 7, the captain said. "Some say there are unauthorized experiments. Do you know anything about this?" Ethan shook his head. "No, Captain. I have been working on normal repairs." Doran leaned forward. "I hope that is true. If not, the consequences will be severe." Ethan left the office with a heavy heart. He knew suspicion was growing. He had to be more careful than ever. Back. In the workshop, Lyra waited quietly. Ethan told her what happened. "We must hide better," she said. "I can help shield your thoughts from their search, but cameras and sensors will still watch." Ethan nodded. "We need a plan." Together, they decided to move the project to a secret area in the station. an old storage room no one used anymore. It was dusty and dark, but perfect for hiding their work. That night, they carried the crystal and the engine parts through narrow hallways, avoiding security patrols. The risk made Ethan's heart race, but Lyra's calm presence kept him steady. Once inside the hidden room, they set up their tools. Lyra touched the crystal gently, and it glowed brighter, filling the space with soft light. Days passed with small progress. Ethan was amazed at how Lyra's knowledge and his skills worked together. The engine's shape began to appear, sleek, powerful, and unlike anything built before. One afternoon, Ethan heard footsteps outside. He quickly hid the crystal and turned off the lights. The door creaked open, and 2 security officers walked in, talking quietly. "Did you hear about the strange noises from this room?" one asked. "I don't know," the other replied. "But it's better to report anything unusual." They looked around briefly but found nothing and left. Ethan sighed with relief. That night, he sat beside Lyra, feeling tired but determined. "I'm scared they will find us," he said softly. Lyra smiled. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is acting despite fear. Ethan looked at her and felt something warm inside, a feeling he could not explain. Suddenly, Lyra reached out and took his hand. "Ethan, you are stronger than you think." He squeezed her hand back, grateful for her support. Together, they returned to work, knowing the road ahead was difficult but worth every step. Ethan worked quietly in the hidden workshop deep inside the space station. The glowing crystal from Lyra's world sat in the center of the room, humming softly with energy. Around it, he had started building the strange star engine he had dreamed about for years. Lyra was always there beside him, helping with her knowledge and strange abilities. Together, they combined human skill with alien technology. Each day, the engine began to take shape, more real and powerful than Ethan had ever imagined. But the station was not as safe as it seemed. Rumors were spreading that someone was hiding something important. One morning, Ethan arrived early and found Captain Doran waiting for him near the workshop entrance. The captain was a tall man with sharp eyes and a serious face. "Ethan," Doran said quietly, "there have been strange power fluctuations and missing equipment reports. We are investigating. I need you to tell me if you know anything." Ethan's heart pounded. He had to stay calm. "I don't know anything, Captain. I've been busy with repairs." Doran studied him for a moment and nodded. "I hope so, because if I find out you're hiding something dangerous, there will be consequences." After the captain left, Ethan felt a cold fear inside him. How much did they already suspect? He returned to the workshop and told Lyra everything. "We must be more careful," Lyra said, her voice calm but serious. "They are watching." Ethan nodded. "But how? How can they watch when you hide our work from their minds?" Lyra sighed softly. "I can protect thoughts, but not actions. Cameras and sensors can still see." That night, Ethan and Lyra decided to work in secret, moving the project to a hidden section of the station rarely used. It was dark, dusty, and forgotten by most, but perfect for their needs. As they worked, Ethan learned more about Lyra's people. They were called the Seraphim, a peaceful group who had quietly watched over humanity for centuries. They believed humans had great potential, but needed guidance to avoid destruction. "You are special, Ethan," Lyra said one night. "Not because of your ideas, but because you never gave up hope." Ethan smiled tiredly. "Sometimes hope is all we have, but even with hope, danger was close." One day, as Ethan repaired a power unit near the hidden workshop, he heard voices behind him. "Did you find anything suspicious in Sector 7? A voice whispered. Ethan froze. 2 security officers were walking nearby, talking about strange noises and odd power readings. He held his breath and moved quietly. But the fear of being caught grew stronger every day. Then, one evening, everything changed. The station's alarm blared loudly. Red lights flashed. Over the intercom, a voice announced, "Security breach in Sector 9. All personnel evacuate immediately." Ethan and Lyra looked at each other, alarm in their eyes. "Someone found us," Ethan whispered. Lyra nodded. "We must hide the engine and get out." They hurried to the workshop. Ethan pressed a hidden button on the engine's base. A secret panel slid shut, hiding the glowing crystal and machinery inside. "Come with me," Lyra said, grabbing Ethan's hand. They ran through dark corridors, avoiding security patrols. Ethan's mind raced. How had someone discovered their secret? Was it a traitor? Suddenly they reached an airlock door. Lyra touched the control panel and it opened silently. "Outside," she said, pointing to a small shuttle docked on the station's edge. Ethan's heart jumped. "You brought a ship?" Lyra nodded. "It's not just any ship. It can travel faster than anything humans have built. We can leave before they catch us." But Ethan hesitated. "What about the engine? Our work?" Lyra looked at him kindly. "This is just the beginning. The engine needs more time to finish. But if we stay, they will stop us. If we leave, we can find help." Ethan took a deep breath. The choice was clear but difficult. "Okay," he said finally. "Let's go." They boarded the shuttle. As the airlock sealed behind them, Ethan looked back at the station's glowing lights, feeling both fear and hope. The shuttle lifted smoothly into space. Lyra smiled. "We will return one day with the engine finished and the future changed." Ethan stared out at the stars, feeling the weight of what lay ahead. They were running from danger, but also chasing a dream, one that could change humanity forever. Ethan and Lyra's shuttle sped through space toward a distant planet hidden in a quiet star system. The planet was small, covered with forests and lakes, and far from any known space routes. This was the perfect place to finish their work without being watched. Inside the shuttle, Ethan carefully unpacked the crystal and the parts of the star engine they had managed to bring with them. The engine was still incomplete, but every piece was important. Lyra stood by the control panel, her glowing eyes scanning the instruments. "We are safe here for now," she said softly. Ethan nodded. "But how long can we hide? The station's forces will look for us." Lyra smiled with quiet confidence. "I have friends here. The Seraphim have hidden places all over the galaxy. We will protect you." They landed in a small clearing surrounded by tall trees. Ethan stepped out and breathed in the fresh air. It felt different from the cold metal of the station. Here, life was alive and free. They quickly set up their workshop, inside a cave that had been prepared for them. It was dark, but safe. Days turned into weeks. Ethan and Lyra worked side by side, building the star engine with care and hope. Each night, Ethan would look up at the stars and imagine what it would be like when humans could travel to them easily. One evening, as Ethan adjusted a delicate part of the engine, Lyra placed her hand on his shoulder. "Ethan," she said quietly, "this engine is more than just a machine. It is a symbol of what humans can become." Ethan smiled. "A symbol of hope." But the peace did not last. One night, alarms suddenly blared in their cave. The entrance hatch shook as heavy footsteps approached. Ethan grabbed a tool and stood ready. "They found us." Lyra nodded, her eyes glowing brightly. "We must protect the engine." The cave entrance exploded inward as armed soldiers from the space station stormed inside. Their leader, Captain Doran, stepped forward, his face angry. "You cannot hide from us, Ethan," he said. "Give us the engine. Stop this foolish dream." Ethan stepped forward, his voice steady. "This is not foolish. It is the future." Lyra raised her hand and a bright shield formed around them, pushing the soldiers back. "Leave now," she warned, "or face the consequences." The soldiers hesitated, then retreated quickly. After they left, Ethan and Lyra looked at each other, knowing this battle was not over. "We need allies," Ethan said. Lyra nodded. "I will call my people. Together we can protect this dream." With her power, Lyra sent a signal through the stars. Within hours, ships appeared. Seraphim ships, shining with light and strength. The Seraphim surrounded the planet, creating a protective barrier. Captain Doran's fleet returned, but this time they faced a force they could not defeat. Realizing their mistake, Doran ordered a retreat. Ethan watched as the enemy ships disappeared into space. "This is the start," Lyra said. "Humans and Seraphim, working together, will reach the stars." Ethan smiled, feeling hope stronger than ever. "Thank you for believing in me," he said. Lyra took his hand gently. "I love your thoughts, Ethan. They give me hope too." Together, they turned back to the Star Engine, ready to finish the work that would change humanity forever.